Hey there guys, EctoMaster here. We are back in Heroes of the Storm for Heroes Tuesday to bring you a hero spotlight. Yes, I know we haven't done a hero spotlight like this for a while, but now that we have a new hero to take a look at, I want to take a look at her skins, look at her abilities, her talents, and then later on today we will do a Cue the Madness with Lieutenant Morales. I think I'll just do again some bots, just for safety's sake. Anyways, let's take a look at Lieutenant Morales. She is a ranged support for the StarCraft 2 people. So, if we take a look at her support-wise, for StarCraft 2, I think it was her and one other, and that was it. So, nice to see another one. Gives him that range support, because I think, Tassadar is he's range support as well, but, he's almost more, he is definitely more, almost that borderline assassin. Almost. Not quite. Very, very utility based. Whereas Lieutenant Morales is much more of a healer. She really doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but she heals like a boss. And I mean that quite literally. I've played some games with her already, and it was late game, and I'm just like, my mana is not going down while I'm healing. What is this craziness? So anyways, we're going to take a look at her skins, we're going to take a look at her abilities and her talents, and as we were looking at her talents, we will take a look at a build that I found on Heroes Nexus, and I forgot the name of it for a moment, but let's take a look. So, this is her base skin. This is it here. It's got the StarCraft 2 medic symbol on there. She also has two alternates, like always. This one's interesting because it disappears like that. It's got the Alliance symbol on it, so that's pretty cool. And then the third one is just this white and gold. I want to say, I think that's Crusader. Oops, I'm sorry, I hit the mic and it's shaking. So yeah, I think that's Crusader, so that's pretty interesting. Then she has her level 10 heroic, or her ultimate, or whatever, master skin, that's it. And so it's just like an upgrade from the regular skin. But it is different color palettes from the other two, which again is something that I think it's great and all, but I really wish they would. If they have the color palettes, as you can see, red, blue, and white, and yellow, I'm sorry, red, blue, and yellow. And then this is just white, orange, and pink. And they are different from the other ones. So this one, if you can guess what video game this is supposed to be a reference to, you get a cookie. Though, I don't know if I should trust that cookie because it may have some ectoplasm on it. And then there's this pink one, which I don't know, I guess just, look, she's a girl. And then last but not least, she has this alternate skin. It's called Apothecary Morales. So it's very, when I hear Apothecary, I almost think undead, because they have the whole apothecary and everything. And then the last skin on this, the last look of it, is definitely Horde. At least in look to it. The red and the black and the spikes and everything. So there you have it. That is Lieutenant Morales. Her skins, let's take a look at her abilities. So she has three basic abilities like everyone. Q, W, and E. Q is, let's get out of here real quick. Abilities. Q is a healing beam. Costs 15 mana per second. Heal an ally for 20 health a second, as long as they are in range. Reactivate to switch targets, or activate your trait to cancel the channel. Or you can actually select yourself. If you select yourself, then it will also cancel as well. Safeguard, it's a 60 mana cost with a 15-second cooldown. Grant target ally resistant, reducing damage taken by 25% for 3 seconds. Displacement Grenade, it's a 50 mana cost with a 12-second cooldown. Fire a grenade that explodes on the first enemy hit, dealing X damage, knocking enemies away. Also heals. And then her trait is Caduceus Reactor. I know I probably said that wrong, but hey, we're rolling with it. Regenerate 3% of your maximum health every second after not taking damage for 4 seconds. And then she has 2, Ultimates or Heroics or whatever you want to call it. Stim Drone. Stim Drone is a 100 mana cost with a 90-second cooldown. Grants an allied hero 75% attack speed and 25% movement speed for 10 seconds. And then Medevac Dropship. It's a 60 mana cost with a 50-second cooldown. Target a location for a medevac transport for up to 10 seconds before takeoff. Allies can right-click to enter the medevac. So that's really cool as an escape mechanic. And literally it can go just about anywhere on the map. I haven't really tried, taking it, we're gonna go sneak into the base. I wouldn't recommend that. Be cool, but you don't need to. I think if everybody died and it was almost a base race and you have Lieutenant Morales and you had medevac dropship, oh hell yeah, you drop that down, shoot across the map, boom, drop everybody off by the core, end of story. So there you have it. Those are her abilities. Let's go ahead and take a look at those talents. And while we look at those talents, we'll look at this build, Proto Morales build from Psychosotic. I don't know. People come up with some weird names sometime. Like Ecto and Master. Jeez. Anyways. Scouting drone is something we see quite often, but the other three we do not. So you have Prolonged Safeguard, increases safeguard's duration by 1 second. Trauma Trigger, you gain an untalented safeguard automatically if you take damage while below 50% health. This effect has a 20-second cooldown. And then Feedback Loop, when safeguard expires, 45 mana is refunded. For this build, they recommend to go with Prolonged Safeguard. At level 4, you have a Bio Shield. If your target is at full health, they gain a shield that absorbs 20 damage, or X damage, stacking up to 5 times. Advanced Block we see with others. And then Upgraded Ballistics and Infused Grenade are other new ones for Morales. Displacement Grenade travels 50% faster, and enemies directly impacted take 33% more damage. And then Infused Grenade, Displacement Grenade's mana cost is refunded if you hit an enemy hero. For this build, it recommends to go with Advanced Block. Level 7, you have Clear. Displacement Grenade's explosion radius increased by 33% and knocks back farther. Irradiate. Enemies near your healing beam's target take 20 damage a second. And then Call Down Mule and Cleanse we see with others. For this, it recommends to go with Irradiate. At level 10, it says to go with Stim Drone. Level 13, you have Intensive Care. When Healing Beam is on a single target for over 3 seconds, its healing amount increases by 25% and mana cost increases by 4. Couples Therapy, while channeling Healing Beam, you are healed for 25% of the healing amount at the cost of an additional 4 mana per second. And then Preventative Care. Basic attacks against your healing beam target reduce the attacker's attack speed by 25% for 2.5 seconds. For this build, it recommends to go with Intensive Care. At level 16, you have Inoculation. Increases safeguard's initial damage reduction to 50% for the first 1.5 seconds. Shield Sequencer. After casting Safeguard, you can cast it a second time within 3 seconds at no cost. System Shock. Displacement Grenade slows enemies by 50% for 4 seconds. The slow amount decays over its duration. And then Second Opinion. Reduces Displacement Grenade's cooldown by 2 seconds, and it now holds a second charge. For this build, it recommends to go with Shield Sequencer. Last but not least, it's level 20. You get quite a few options here. If you wanted to stick with the build recommends to go with Caduceus Reactor 2.0. While Caduceus Reactor is active, you restore 8 mana a second and gain a shield that absorbs 50 damage, stacking up to 5 times. On top of that, if you decided to stick with the original heroic Stim Drone, you have Transfusion. Increases the duration of Stim Drone by 2 seconds. You also gain the effect of Stim Drone when cast on an ally. If you decided to go with Medevac and decided to stick with it, you have Med Bay. Medevac heals nearby allies and everyone aboard for 100 health per second. So there you have it, guys. That is Lieutenant Morales. And stick around later. We're going to have a Cue the Madness as we bring Lieutenant Morales into a fight and see how she actually does. So we can kind of focus on that. I am EctoMaster. We'll be back next week with more, maybe another Cue the Madness. Finally, we'll get to, I don't even remember who it was supposed to be. I think it was like, it wasn't Abathur. It wasn't a Nubarok. I think it was, yeah, it was Tassadar. Maybe we'll finally get to Tassadar. I don't know. You know what? You know what? No, I'm going to decide here and now. At the end of the next one, we're going to roll automatically and see who we get. And, if it's somebody that I know, you know, like Nova or Sylvanas, maybe we'll take it into an actual fight. Maybe I can get, Sasquatch to join me up in a fight. And maybe we can go against bots or something. I don't know. We'll see. Until then, I am EctoMaster, and I will see you guys in the next round.
Right.